and screaming. Reiki healing, faith healing, Hopi ear candling, applied kinesiology, bioresonance therapy, crystals, fasting and urine therapy, you name it, Annabelle Taylor has tried it.
She's a bit young to have thyroid cancer.
She had lung cancer when she was 17.
What?
Yeah, totally unrelated. These two cancers have no connection or link to each other whatsoever.
It's terrible. What are the odds of that?
33.7 million to 1, approximately. Miss Taylor should do the European lottery. She'd have more chance of winning that than she had of contracting those two cancers in her short life.
So you're proposing a thyroidectomy?
A retrosternal mass, compromising the trachea with limited access, thank you. So without a sternotomy, a standard thyroidectomy makes it a very challenging procedure, but one, if it were executed correctly, that should rid Annabelle Taylor of her tumour permanently. I expect I will need cardiac cover because of that.
Well, that is some mass behind the sternum, goes all the way into the chest.
Quite a novelty, don't you think? She'll be very testing. Would you like to take a look at her for me?
Gosh, yes, I'd love to, but my schedule today is already...
I paged because I value your opinion, and I think you'll enjoy Miss Taylor. She's something of an eccentric.
What, all the alternative medicines?
Yes, and her rather original relationship with her illness.
Really?
She calls her cancer Raymond.
So that's Raymond.
Well, that is your thyroid gland, and the shadowy mass is your tumour. It's pushing against your trachea, which is what's making you breathless.
So he's trying to strangle me.
Oh, he is indeed. But what concerns me is exactly how far the tumour extends down behind the sternum and into your chest.
Mr. Hanssen.
Which, coincidentally, is exactly where Miss Shah comes in. We were just discussing the crossover between my area, the tracheal obstruction, and yours, the heart. I do trust that Miss Shah's been looking after you satisfactorily.
Can I have a word?
Yeah, she's cool. We like her.
I thought you might. Excuse us, please.
I've had a look over her scans, and it's occurred to me that you could go through the neck and do a standard low-collar incision.
That's very interesting, but would the position of the mass not preclude that approach?
No, I know it compromises the trachea, but I am completely confident that you could get access to it. It's less invasive, there's no need to crack the chest and put her on bypass, so a shorter post-op stay.
Very good. We'll do it together. You see, that's why I asked you to assist.
No, you asked me to consult. I can't assist.
Sorry, you can lead on the cardiac procedure, of course.
Well, my schedule today is jammed.
Well, then I suggest you unjam it.
I've arranged something after work.
And this is work.
Give you a chamomile infusion, but I don't think you'll thank me when they start doing their stuff.
Miss Taylor, I am very glad that I asked Miss Shah to have a look at your case because she's come up with an ingenious alternative treatment.
Now, I know you've been through a lot of surgery in hospital time before with your lung operation.
So this time, she's suggesting that we make a tiny incision in your neck and excise the tumour that way.
You're gonna pull Raymond out my neck? Sounds freaky.
Well, that way, much less time in hospital after the op.
Well, don't want to sound ungrateful, but the sooner I'm out of here, the better.
I won't be in theatre, but my colleague, Dr. Valentine, will be assisting.
Lovely.
I've already discussed in detail exactly how to take Raymond out without...
Miss Shah, I was under the impression that you would be with me in the theatre.
Shall we? I won't be there. I did tell you earlier.
Really?
Dr. Valentine will be assisting. I have a previous engagement, something arranged some time ago.
You see, what I really don't understand is why you think that this kind of behaviour will in any way benefit your patient.
Your patient? You asked me for my opinion. I already told you today.
Are you confident that Dr. Valentine is up to the job of assisting?
Yes, I am. He's been fully prepped.
Very well. Nervous, Dr. Valentine? Because my colleague seems to think I have every reason to trust you.
She's very kind.
Miss Shah and I, together, have performed many thyroidectomies. Have you accomplished the procedure before?
On a living patient.
So, shall we all put our faith in Miss Shah's faith in you? Swabs and suction, please.
Thank you.
So you've never removed a thyroid before, Dr. Valentine?
Only from a cadaver.
Such a disappointing little gland. The thyroid, I always think. Scissors. Thank you. Lacking in any real power of its own. Like a puppet to the pituitary gland. You see, that's where the real power lies. Without the pituitary gland controlling its every move, the thyroid doesn't know what to do.
The tumour wraps right around the back.
Reaching right down into the world of the cardiothoracic surgeon. Your chance to slay the mighty Raymond.
Scissors, please. Thank you.
BP is dropping. Pulse is rising. I think it's safe to say we have a bleed. Dr. Valentine.
Swabs, please.
I think you've sliced through a vessel in the tumour.
Fluids, cross-match blood, starter on adrenaline. It's riddled with its own blood vessels, like it's its own separate living thing. The main supply for blood direct to her aorta.
I think we'd all rather you didn't slice through that one.
We might have to in order to get at the root of the tumour.
You think so, do you?
I'm going to investigate further. Scalpel, please. Thank you.
Airway pressure going up. The SATs are down. Peak airway pressure greater than 30. 60. And there's extensive pressure on the trachea. Bag her, please.
She's not getting enough oxygen in. I'm sorry, we're going to have to crack the chest. We need to get her onto bypass now.
Well, it seems as though Raymond is getting the better of you. I think you may need the help of your esteemed colleagues.
Page the on-call perfusionist, please.
And call Miss Shah.
What? No, she had to leave early. Page Mr. Hope or Miss
Call
Nagle.
Miss Shah, please. Tell her it's an emergency.
The tumour's too far in. We need to crack the chest.
Let me have one go.
Bypass is ready to go.
One more try, 2 minutes. If I don't get it, we stop. If the pressure doesn't come up, then we use a rapid infuser.
It's a big one.
Come on, Raymond.
All the way in, around and down.
Scissors. And by my index finger, 20 degrees. Okay, cut. Hello, Raymond.
And the beast is slain.
Want a jar for this one?
Well done, Miss Shah. Thank you, Dr. Valentine. And excellent work, Miss Shah. Just what I'm looking for, I think, in a consultant. You see, it's not just skills at the table. You're developing leadership qualities. You know when to assert, when to step in.
Don't do the consultancy carrot thing. It's getting really old. Have you seen my husband, Dr. Razza?
No, sorry.
Abandoned in your hour of victory.
Don't pretend you can wave a magic wand and make me a consultant. This is the NHS, riddled with protocol and regulations, and besides, there is no consultancy at Holby. All posts are filled.
Oh, really? You keep score, do you?
You do this every time you want to bring me back in line. Well, not this time.
The consultancy post is new, actually. It's a unique opportunity, one which is appropriate for a surgeon with specialist trauma unit experience. Cardiac trauma unit experience, really. I don't really know many doctors with that experience, do you?
She practically never sees her boys.
What are you doing in?
She's in theatre till midnight on some days, many days, with you. I haven't been on a night out with her till midnight since as long as I can remember.
Are you in the habit of barging into other people's offices?
You already see more of my wife than I do.
That may be so,
But
but
still, you want more.
if you'd like to discuss working hours, I suggest you contact HR, make an appointment, we'll take it from there.
What goes on in your head, Henrik? Really?
I fail to see what you're referring to, I'm afraid.
Nottingham. I had a perfectly good job on offer in Nottingham. Chief anaesthetic consultant. Lovely city. 120 miles of cycleways. I love cycleways. You might not know that about me.
Well, I fail to see what that...
No, suddenly I have a better job offer from Holby, from you, here. So why should we move away when we can stay?
I think you should consider very carefully what it is you're saying to me.
Doesn't it get boring? Controlling our lives. Aren't you bored with it yet? Because I am. What is it about her? What is it about my wife that is so special to you that you couldn't bear to let her go?
As a matter of fact, I was entirely ready to let her go. I was perfectly happy that she should throw away her career and follow you to Nottingham. But there were others who...
Others?
There was one close colleague on Darwin who persuaded me that she was an essential asset to the ward.
Which colleague?
Mr. Douglas was particularly insistent, I remember.